Okay, we are live. Okay, you're gonna have to turn your volume down.
I'm working on it.
Oh, it's echoing, Ian.
How's that?
I can still hear you.
Technical challenges. How's that? I found it. How's that?
Oh, perfect. Okay, guys, there's lots of you here. So can you tell us if you can see us and if you can hear us okay? So Anne, say something.
I'm here.
I still hear something somewhere. Yes, I see and hear you both. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Awesome. And we're making sure there's no echo. That way we don't have any screeching. Okay, it looks like we're good to go. No echo. Good. Good. I'm going to scroll up in my chat here. A lot of you commented before we started. So I just want to go and read through everyone's stuff real quick. We still have a lot of people joining us, so we're going to give that a couple minutes. A lot
of Washington people. Anna Cordes, like Stevens.
Wow, you guys are up early. I'm surprised I got Ann up this early.
I'm not a morning person at all.
Listen, sounds good, but is Farm Girl smoking? It's your coffee.
No, it's my coffee shop. Freshly brewed.
Yes, let's host an essential oil class while we're smoking.
Oh my gosh. No.
Chris is
smoke.
Okay, a lot of you are new. So I'm seeing most of you are brand new to essential oils, which is really, really good because I think a lot of you are going to benefit from us just going through the basics, teaching you the basics in this class. We only have an hour today, so we're going to try to fit everything into like a 45-minute time period and then answer some of your questions that you might have at the end. So it's already... Yeah, Anne has to go to work. But Anne and I were just talking. We were saying that maybe we could make this like a once a month thing to kind of go over not just essential oils, but herbs and colloidal silver and all kinds of stuff, maybe once a month. Kind of have a webinar that's free. That way you guys can kind of collect your thoughts and your questions and we can go over them together. Anne is in Washington State. For those of you who don't know, I am in Virginia. So we have a 3-hour time difference between us, but we're going to try and make it work. And today we're specifically talking about essential oils on your homestead. So what are essential oils, where you should and shouldn't buy them, how do you use them? We're going to go over some essential oil safety, some myths, and then if we can get to it, we're going to talk about, using them safely on your children, the elderly, our top essential oils on the pet and homestead animals, and then we're going to give you some resources and answer some questions. The whole reason we're doing this is, number one, because we like to educate people, but also because we are both with doTERRA. Now, I say that some of you are like, oh my God, you're going to sell us something. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to sell you guys anything. Ann and I, you can see on our Facebook pages, we just talk about this all the time because it's something we're constantly doing. Okay, we use essential oils. We don't just talk about them and try to sell them to you. But we do have, doTERRA is having a promotion this month where if you sign up with doTERRA, you get $100 worth of free oils. So I got confused with my dashboard here. Diane asked, where do you start with essential oils? Okay, yeah, so we're going to get into that while we have time. So let's start with what are essential oils. I think most of you probably already know that. Lori said, Virginia, woot woot. All right, so essential oils are naturally occurring volatile or aromatic compounds. I'm reading from a sheet here, that way I just can go through quickly. They're found in the seeds, bark, stems, roots, flowers, and other parts of plants. And what they do is they protect plants against environmental threats and provide beneficial properties. They're highly concentrated. They're distilled for purity, potency, efficiency, all that stuff. And they have been used historically for years, for centuries. I mean, if you were in my last webinar, we went through and we actually talked about how essential oils were historically used back in Roman times, throughout the Bible, different things. They're not new. There is a very big movement now with essential oils. You see a lot of people into essential oils, and it's mostly like basically wanting to sell them to you. But we're really wanting to educate you during the process as well, not just with what a third-party company says, but with the research that we've done too. So essential oils, they, let's see. Do you want to add anything to that, Anne?
Yeah, just one thing on that part is that, you know, when I was approached, which has been probably about 2 years now, in regards to doing essential oils, either with, and I'll just use straight up names, between Young Living and doTERRA. I did a lot of research prior to actually committing to one company or another. So if you choose to use essential oils, I really want you to know, because as we are incorporating our life to live a homesteading life, we're trying to incorporate something as pure, as natural as possible. And it's got to be clean, right? It's got to be clean, and it's got to be safe for where we're at. If not, then all that natural good stuff that we're putting on our bodies or eliminating the toxins from our bodies, it doesn't really do anything if you're not putting a pure grade oil on your body, on your child, in your homestead, in your home, on your homestead for your livestock. It doesn't do anything. So as you are venturing out into incorporating essential oils, you know, though we do rep for doTERRA, there are reasons behind it. We'll get into that. But make sure you actually really take the time, and don't take our word for it, of course. You know, it's all up to what you need to research for yourself, is that research the company as a whole. Find out what is going to be beneficial for you and where you're going to go with it, because you're going to be surprised between one company to the next, right? Some of your friends are going to be like, well, I rep for Young Living, I swear by them. Some of your friends will say, I rep for doTERRA, I swear by them. I would just make sure that the choice that you pick, you're very comfortable with, not just because you have a friend that reps for them or that you know somebody that reps for them. Go based on the company and what they do as a whole, and how they distribute their oils, how they harvest their oils, and whatnot. Don't just pick an oil company like on Amazon and trust that doTERRA products because you can get them probably a couple dollars cheaper on Amazon, or, you know, anything from a Whole Food store, because when I first started buying essential oils, I was getting it from the Whole Food store. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my gosh, this is a pure oil, this is what I need. But, you know, when you're using lavender and you're smelling it, and then you're smelling an actual pure grade lavender oil, that's when you're going to notice the difference. If lavender burns as you're applying it to a cut or a burn, that's not a pure oil, okay? A pure lavender is going to soothe your skin. It's not going to burn your skin. So keep an eye on that, and really
yeah, so, and that's, well, let's jump into that real quick, because that's on our list too.
I like reading comments.
I know.
I got 2 laptops going here.
Anne is new to the whole live thing. I've gotten used to it over the past year, but it is distracting, you know, trying to keep up with the comments and the questions. So I went ahead and answered that question. Lori said, can you spell the brand name, please? And it's doTERRA, doTERRA. Let's kind of jump into that. Let's talk about, you know, where essential oils come from, you know, where you should get them. I will tell you, Anne, I actually signed up under Anne, and the reason I signed up with doTERRA, I'm going to tell you, and you guys might remember, for those of you that have followed me for a few years, I was actually very, very, very against multi-level marketing essential oil companies. I found this bulk essential oil company that I ordered oils through, and I was okay with that. I could get them a lot cheaper. But when I signed up with doTERRA, I signed up with them because as Anne will tell you, they really, really run their company like a homestead. All of their oils, all of the plants they use for their oils are harvested from their native countries. If that country isn't able, if that country is in distress, or there's no farm there for them, I have noticed they will do certain things here when they can, but in very small batches. Otherwise, all of their plants that they use for their essential oils are harvested from their native countries, from native farms. The best part is that doTERRA supports those farmers that live there. You know, they're not necessarily sending Americans over there into these other countries to run these farms. They're not doing that. They're actually saying, fair trade, let's use you, you're here, this is your native country, let's support you and support your land use, and we'll, you know, reap benefits from it as well. And so they're very supportive in sourcing their product from native countries. And as you can know, this is a topic of debate. Some people say, well, you know, plants are not better if they're from their native country. That's just not true. Even with gardening, if you've homesteaded for a long amount of time, if you garden and you save those seeds and you replant them in your garden the following year, that plant is going to harvest more rich, better fruit and vegetables for you. It's the same concept behind harvesting your plants for essential oils in their native countries. When they have been there for years and centuries, the product is better. So that's why I chose doTERRA. They're a completely debt-free company, which is something that I really, obviously we support that in homesteading too. And then I got distracted now. I'm trying to read.
I'm reading at the same time.
And then, you know, so those are the reasons we chose doTERRA, because they source their products natively, they're debt-free, they support the small farmer, and, you know, they're very much a natural company. So that's why we chose doTERRA. Now, when you're getting into buying essential oils online, there are a lot of people, there are even homesteaders who will suggest that you buy essential oils off Amazon. Please don't do that. It's actually illegal to sell doTERRA and Young Living oils on Amazon. That's not allowed, even if it's on Prime. It's not allowed. doTERRA and Young Living are cracking down on these people that are doing that. Basically, you run into the risk of buying a doTERRA bottle that's halfway filled with alcohol or oil or a completely different oil. It's very easy to take the cap off of a bottle and then fill it with something else and put another cap on, and that's what a lot of people are doing. There are also other brands out there that you can buy on Amazon. Some of them are great, but honestly, I was using other oils before I went to doTERRA, and I can absolutely see the difference between the oils I was using that were cheaper but were the same versus the oils that I'm using now with doTERRA. So I think that's really important for you guys to learn. If you're going to invest in these oils, and it really is an investment, guys, this is an investment into your health. You're not going to give a doctor $5, you know, because he's probably not going to give you good service. You're going to pay money for good people who know what they're talking about. And I feel that way with oils. They're an investment into your life and into your family's lives. So if you're going to buy them, don't spend $10 on a bottle of oil that could potentially not be even useful to your family. Let's see, what's next on our list? Oh, why you should or shouldn't use essential oils. There are certain health issues, obviously, where you need to avoid certain essential oils. So like my nephew has epilepsy. There are certain essential oils that he needs to use and certain ones that he needs not to use. There are essential oils that cross over the brain barrier that could mess up with his medications or adversely affect him. So that's a totally different topic for another day. I put that in our outline only to say, please do your research if you have certain health issues before you start using them. And Anne, you can jump in with anything.
Sorry, Amy. And when you're down to use essential oils, I'm echoing from. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. So when you are actually using essential oils, remember, essential oil isn't something to, okay, I'm going to say this as politically correct as possible, okay? So essential oils as a whole, you have to understand, they're not a cure-all, okay? They're not going to cure things that you have. However, if you want to do some research and you want to go back into history and see what they've done for individuals, they have made such an impact on individuals where it's almost as if it's, in a sense, it's like a miracle almost, in a sense, if you want to think about it like that, right? So if someone has cancer, there have been statements and there have been items published, but there is nothing scientifically documented in any way, shape, or form that an essential oil is actually.
Oh!
I'm here. really well. So there's nothing that states that in scientific form that essential oils have actually cured anything. But if you want to do some research and go back and look at testimonies from individuals themselves, these testimonies will tell you that, oh my gosh, my cancer is gone, or, I had a tumor, it's gone, whatever the case is for that. But there is nothing that's documented in scientific evidence that those are what they do. So when you address something like like using essential oils for something like MS or anything like that, it's to alleviate the discomfort that you actually have in it, if that makes sense, right? So you're suffering from things like constant chronic, discomfort in your muscles or joints or whatever it is, or, you're fatigued all the time, or you're emotionally drained from just having it. The essential oils will turn around and address those ailments, right? But it's not necessarily going to cure those ailments, but it's going to make life a little bit easier to endure going through things like that. Things like oregano oil and whatnot. You have to understand that oregano is a natural herb itself that's designed to be antibacterial, antiviral. So it's meant to actually do something to your system to help boost it a lot faster in order to get you on the right track of going somewhere. Everything else that plays into it, your health in itself is going to actually cure you from where you're at. The oils, the herbs are actually going to get you to where you need to be. So don't consider an essential oil as a cure-all. What it is that you're throwing away your Tylenol, you're throwing away your cough syrup, you're throwing away your Vicks, you're throwing away that medicine cabinet that you're going to clean out and replace with a natural product.
Right.
Okay.
Let me
send
you can keep talking. Hold on. If you guys are having issues with connecting, some of you, I know Anne had issues with her browser. She was able to connect through Chrome. Apparently, if you don't have a current Windows update, I guess it won't really let you join the webinar for whatever reason. So I think that's a software issue. And you had mentioned, someone asked about the organic labeling, and I'm actually going to say this on here for those who didn't see it. doTERRA does grow everything organically, but as with farming, which a lot of you know, you have to pay for the organic label. It's a government thing. You have to go through rigorous and very, very, very expensive processes to get that labeling. So that is why they haven't done that yet. Now, I know there are oils through like Mountain Rose Herbs that are labeled organic, but they're a company who does small batches as well. So they're able to go through that and have a fund and a grant and all of that for that. To get back onto not having health issues published in journals and medical journals, there have been studies done on essential oils, not specifically just doTERRA, but essential oils as a whole and in general. You can find those studies online, but basically the way that they're worded, and this is probably how they're always going to be worded, because this is a whole FDA thing, big pharma industry stuff. You can find medical published journals that have essential oils in them who have said, yes, this essential oil did prove effective to treat or this, or, for example, they used frankincense on cancer treatments, and they said, yes, it either stopped the cancer from growing or helped with symptoms. So you can definitely find those things, but you're never going to find a study that says, yes, this cures it, because there's so much research and information that goes into something like that. But it is out there. You can find it to an extent. Okay, so how to use essential oils, which is important.
Amy, can I type it real quick? So it has not been officially released because it is. You can actually post information in hospital apps with doTERRA in regards to doing oil research.
Okay, say that one more time because say it one more time because you cut out for some reason.
Johns Hopkins has actually partnered with doTERRA outside of any other essential oil company. I don't know why and they are actually researching doTERRA oils, and they're actually using a few for their patients in their hospital as well too. So that gives you a leeway in knowing how pure these oils are. Johns Hopkins work with doTERRA mind when you think about all the other oils that are out there, because there are oil companies popping up left and right
Right.
now. So think about that as you're making a decision on where to incorporate it from and how to incorporate it. And the nice thing about it is I'm going to tell you, I'm a horrible salesperson. I am. I'm not one of those, here, buy this and then, do whatever
Right.
you want with it kind of thing. And neither is Amy. I am and if you guys follow me on Facebook, I am a very hands-on person. I am. My word for this year is encourage. My word for this year is teaching people how to be encouraging to others. And so if you do end up at some point or another deciding to partner with us on this, you are part of our team. You are part of who we are.
Right.
And we want you to understand that this is a big step. This is a big investment. And, so as you think about things and look at things, keep that in mind as well, too.
Yeah. So someone had asked, can you name some resources? I am going to answer that real quick before we move on, because I know some people might start leaving, even though we actually have people joining, but that is something we had mentioned we would say. I just answered. The Modern Essentials book is doTERRA specific. It doesn't say that it's doTERRA, but it is doTERRA specific. That's a great book to start with because it lists every single oil that they have at that time of publication. It goes through and it tells you what the oil is used for, how to use it, and how it has been historically used. And then how it can be modernly used. So that's a great book to start with if you're looking for an instant information resource. And what's the book that you were speaking of? Is that the book or is it a different book?
That is my book, yeah. Okay. That is a bigger version of the book. So what I do for everybody, because, going into oils is kind of like a big thing. I mean, I've had people go into oils and all of a sudden I don't hear from them. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute, there's something going on here. And I'm like, and I'll email them and I'll say, hey, are you okay? And they're like, I'm a little overwhelmed. And I'm like, okay, but you have your book. And she's like, yeah. So you go over it. So I give a little, as a gift for me, I give a little spiral version of that book. It's a very shortcut. It basically, you have your ailments, you have the oils that address your ailments, and it tells you the blends for it, okay? If you decide to invest for, I think it's like $37 for the bigger book, that book, I love that book. That book gives you just about anything. It gives you recipes, it gives you blends, it gives you how to apply, it gives you where to apply. I mean, like, applying oils to the bottom of your feet, you have 2,000 pores on each foot, okay? But each section of your toe helps to alleviate certain areas of your body. Respiratory, you go from your big toe areas. If you're in your crease right here for your big toe and here, those are your respiratories where it will actually affect you in that. So you learn how to.
And it gives you the visual for that too, right? Yeah. And I found that book at a used bookstore and I got it for like $6. So if you can go to one of your local big bookstores, I guarantee you a lot of them have those books because so many have been sold over the years. But let's see. All right, so that's Angela asked, does doTERRA suggest the ingestion of oils? That was the next thing we're going to do. How to use essential oils, which is what you are kind of starting to touch on. You can use them aromatically, topically, or internally, but let's go through those different ones. So aromatically is what you guys thought Anne was doing when you got on, was not smoking them, but diffusing them aromatically, which is actually the way it was used often and historically. And you have lots of different ways. It goes up into the brain, into the lungs. There's so many ways to use it aromatically. I highly suggest getting a diffuser if you are starting to get into essential oils. Topically is what most people are used to hearing about. So actually putting it on your skin. There are some oils you obviously need to use a carrier oil with, like fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil. There are lots of different carrier oils out there that you can use. So you can put, someone had asked about headaches. You can put peppermint on your temples or behind your ears for headaches. If you're part of our groups, which I'm going to send out an email after this webinar that has all of the links. So the Anne's group, my group, lots of information that we've talked about in this webinar. But if you're part of our groups, we have a lot of that stuff on there already. We have like the foot poster thing that shows you where to put oils on your feet. And as Anne said, there's so many pores in our feet and on our ankles. Misty asked straight peppermint. That depends. I can use straight peppermint. I can, but a lot of people can't. A lot of people have to use it with a carrier oil. I would say if you're concerned about that, again, that Modern Essential Books is great to start with too, because it actually tells you whether the oil can be used neatly or if it needs a carrier oil.
And can I give a really small, I know I'm the one that's on the time crunch, but let me give a really small testimony here in regards to the head tensions and whatnot on that. So I have an 8-year-old little girl who suffers from children's migraines. I know I am so out of compliance in how I'm talking on this, and I'll probably get nailed somewhere along
Probably.
the line. So Lola suffers from children's migraines, and the problem with that is that they wanted to put her on a very strong medicine in order to control it. This is why I actually went into essential oils. And Amy knows because I started this research with her a long time ago. And so one of the issues that it addressed, this medicine that they wanted to put on, was epileptic seizures. It caused brain cancer. There were so many risks to this medicine that I was just like, well, no, I'm not going to do it. So there is a headache blend that doTERRA offers called Past Tense. So I had bought a Past Tense, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to try it. I've got nothing to lose at this point. So Past Tense is applied to Lola. You know, we went from one temple to the hairline to the neck, behind the neck. And the first time we used it, it caught it. It caught it to the point where she was able to go lay down and rest, and within an hour later, she was completely migraine-free. The next time she was on her way home from school, and this is going to speak of the ingestion of oils, okay? That is such a hot topic. It's like kind of like in the canning world, right? You either have your policy and procedure FDA canning, or you have your rebel canners and whatnot, okay? So you know, when you have a child that suffers from such a chronic pain like that, you're willing to try just about anything, okay? Now, I would, since we're on this topic, you know, invest $2.50, 200 capsule pills. You know, you can buy them from doTERRA, you can buy them anywhere you want. Not every oil is meant to be ingested.
Right.
Make sure you know that. Make sure you understand that, you know. So with frankincense, she came home from the bus, we passed her. It was not working, so I did give her a drop of frankincense underneath her tongue. I ended up only needing to give her 1 drop, hot to headache. She gets nauseous stomach as well with her migraines. We used an essential oil blend called Digestion, rubbed it all over her belly. It takes away that nausea. It also works for, you know, overeating, you know, it also works for gas and things like that. So it has, you know, you're using a combination of oils to do that. So that's how I got started with essential oils, you know, because of Lola and because of just not wanting to just go that far with her. And then, okay, this is where I'm not a very good salesperson, okay? A beautiful doTERRA diffuser from them, and one of the kits actually sells them, and if you're gonna buy it, I would definitely suggest you buying it from the kit with it. But if you wanted to buy a diffuser, turn around and I would look on Amazon, and Amy and I both have lists that we actually refer out on our Facebook pages, so we can give you that. But diffusers are actually just as good on Amazon as they are on.
Yeah, and you can get different lengths. So like Sharon asked, you know, how does it cover? There are some that are small and they only cover like a 3 feet, you know, area, and there are others that go out to like 15 feet and more. So, you know, diffusers, when we talk about aromatically using essential oils, there are 2 ways. You can either do it by diffusing, or you can actually put it in your hands and rub it together and, you know, inhale. And see, that's what my grandma, you know, she used to do when we were sick. You know, you would put it in your hands, you'd inhale, or you put it over, you know, a steaming bath or water and inhale it that way. It's meant to be used close to you. A lot of people will use diffusers to purify air in their bedrooms, or they'll turn it on in their bedroom. Like Serenity helps with sleep, the Serenity blend. Putting it in your bedroom, closing the door, getting that in there before you get ready, you know, while you're getting ready for bed, and then it's in the room, it's filled the room. So there are different ones, and we'll add those diffusers in there as well. Let's go ahead and talk about the internal. This kind of goes into our essential oil safety tips and myths, okay? There is hot debate when we start talking about internally using essential oils. You will literally get ripped to pieces if you say yes, they're safe, or no, they're not safe. let's talk about it scientifically, though, because we could talk about, oil companies and what they say, and all oil companies say you can use it internally, and that's true. It is okay to use oils internally. But scientifically, there's ways that they suggest that you do it. So scientifically, it's never suggested that you put like drops of oil in water. Now, putting it under your tongue is different, like what you do with Lola, because that absorbs into the mouth and into the skin that way. It says it's not suggested to put it into water and drink it that way, because the raw oil can hit your stomach. But it is suggested to put it in capsules and take it that way, either with a drink or with food or something like that. Now, you can do it either way. Honestly, what I tell people is to use it however you feel comfortable in using it, because I think there is such a hot discussion about it that you kind of have to do your own research and do what you're comfortable with. But it's okay to ingest essential oils. It's not something that I think is necessary for everyday use all the time. Obviously, you need to, and that's something we need to address too. If you're having issues, something that's ailing you, and you're using essential oils, and it helps the process and it helps the symptoms, but it doesn't actually get to the root of the cause, then you might consider diving more into herbalism or hormones or seeking professional help for that. We're all about using essential oils and self-treating and self-medicating, but at some point, if you have a real issue that you need to get to the bottom of, then yeah, you do need to seek professional help. Essential oils are just a great way to start taking control of your health. We don't ever go to the doctor. I don't know about you guys, but we hardly ever go to the doctor anymore after incorporating herbs and essential oils. The past 3 times that we've been to the doctor has been for stitches and broken bones. That is the only reason we have gone recently. So, essential oils are, just do your own research on what you're comfortable in doing. Let me look at my thing here. Yeah. Oh, also with ingesting, if you're concerned that you may have a leaky gut issue, that's something you should consider too when it comes to ingesting oils, because certain oils can actually make it worse, and then other oils can actually help heal it. So those are something you need to research as well before getting into that. We went over the carrier oil thing. Hold on, I've got a child asking me something. What? What's this?
Being real people. We've got children.
Yeah, we have kids. This is real life. Okay, take it. Okay, let's go. Okay, let me look at my thing. Okay, then we need to go over you were talking about children. What's safe to be used on children and what's not safe to be used. And this is a aromatherapist argument. Aromatherapy 10, 15, 20 years ago, you were taught not to use peppermint and eucalyptus and certain oils like that deal with your breathing. It was not suggested that you use them at all on children because it can slow down breathing and stuff like that. But, it takes a whole lot of these oils to slow down someone's breathing. With that said, obviously, it's not suggested to use certain oils on children that are a year old and younger. That's, again, something that you can just type in very quickly and find online, and I will add a link to that in the email that we send out as well. Let's see. Morgan asks, is Digestin breastfeeding safe?
Okay, so what's in Digestin is ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, I don't have my glasses on, I'm sorry, tarragon, fennel, and anise.
And what? Anus? There's no anus in that oil. That oil, I promise you. It will help your anus, though.
It's not going to help your booty. Sorry. Okay. Did I list everything? Now you got me all flustered. Hold on. Okay. So, are you nursing? What? Lori, are you nursing, Morgan?
Yes.
Okay, so peppermint nursing, I would probably not really suggest you use that. I would resort then to ginger if you're going to do it. The ginger essential oil will actually be a lot softer on your tummy instead of having the peppermint in it. And did you know that if you use fennel, it'll actually bring your milk in and actually keep it on a steady flow as well too. So yeah, are you awake? So I would not use the digestive Morgan for tummy issues. I mean, I have a couple of nursing friends that actually do use it though. I won't lie. But I would stay away from actually probably the peppermint during nursing period for that. And I would switch to a ginger essential oil or a ginger root instead of just using the digestive for a little bit longer on that.
And I love that we've like watched the sun come up in Washington behind you, and now there's snow everywhere. It was like pitch black when we started, and then suddenly 30 minutes later, it's so pretty.
So yeah, does that answer your question, Morgan? Okay, good.
Yeah, she's an awesome thing.
So yeah, use the go ahead and use ginger. If ginger anything is actually going to be a lot sweeter. Just be careful. And I will tell you guys, if you ever have a question in regards to what is in your essential oil, you can always Google it. So Tara lists every single product in their essential oil. So just for example, type in Digestivin, what's in Digestivin essential oil. I don't remember what's in every single blend, so I have to look it up.
It's a lot to remember. Yeah.
It's a lot, especially for the blends. It's a lot.
And the good thing about the good thing about that too, of them listing every oil, is that if you already have a lot of those oils, you can make them. You can make blends yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But then I will tell you guys too is that the certain oils are actually safe. They've actually made a baby kit, right? Where this baby kit, because it's already been blended and diluted to the actual weight of a baby, okay, can actually be used for your little ones that are underneath too. Digestivin is one of those little touch rollers that actually has been diluted enough to be safe to be used on a child that's 6 months or older, okay? So keep that in mind as well too.
Yeah. And so Tracy asked, do you dilute oils more for kids than adults? I mean, I think the dosage is the thing. For little kids, like babies, you really need to look up the dosage, but the carrier oil, the diluting of it, I don't. I mean, I'll use the same amount of carrier oil for Junior that I use for me, but I'll use less essential oil. So that's kind of, maybe that'll help answer the question.
You have to be very cautious, okay? So any child underneath 2, you want to be very diluted for them, okay? Anybody that has sensitive skin, you want to be really careful on what you're applying for them and whatnot. So the diluted part for that, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Sensitive skin and age, set of mind.
Yeah. Okay, and so let's talk about overusing essential oils. And okay, child. So this is my take on it, and I don't know what your take on it is. I think we're kind of normally similar on this. There's obviously, we're all very aware that there's this essential oil fad. There are a lot of people who get into it and they just douse themselves in oils all the time for no reason whatsoever. I have friends that do that and they don't even have anything wrong with them, and they're just dousing themselves in oils. I think there can be such a thing as overusing oils, simply because this goes back to the whole thing of, I'm using oils and it's treating symptoms, but then when I stop using them, obviously there's something wrong with you. So in my case, I'm okay with using certain oils every day. A lot of you have seen the hormone blend that I make, and I use that every day. That's a hormonal issue. That's something, whether I went to the doctor to get a pill to take or I did it myself at home, that's something I would have to take something for every day in general. That is fine. That's okay. But I feel like there are certain issues, like, I had a girl who said she gets migraines all the time. And but it turned out, she was using oils to prevent migraines, and they didn't end up working in the long run to prevent them. It did for a while. But she actually had an artery issue in her neck and causing these migraines to come about. And when she was able to fix that and get that sorted out, she didn't have to use them every day, all day, every day. And so my only reason for mentioning that is that, if you're using them every single day and you're not seeing any good outcome, there might be a deeper issue that maybe there's certain oils that you need to change, or maybe you do need to go see a professional. I was talking to, and she might actually be in this webinar, a girl earlier last week, and she said, well, I have acne, and so do you have a face wash recommendation? And so I recommended Melaleuca and a few other oils, but I mentioned to her, I said, but actually, chronic acne and eczema can actually be a symptom of a deeper issue, such as leaky gut or a food allergy or a hormonal issue. And those are things that you really, really need to think about when you start getting into essential oils. And that's why you were saying, it's not always a miracle cure. It's not necessarily going to cure you. It might help symptoms, but in the long run, you may need to eventually get to the bottom of that issue and why it's, I think that's why a lot of people get, they get discouraged with essential oils because they might work at first, but they don't necessarily, for certain issues, continue to work because there's actually a deeper root to that cause. And so rather than, spending all that money and dousing yourself every day and it not work, there might be a deeper issue, like a gut issue or an autoimmune disease or something like that. Oh, Morgan. Yeah, diffused. I used Breathe with Junior. Junior had asthma. I'm not supposed to say asthma. I'm supposed to say respiratory disease or something like that. I hope doTERRA doesn't watch this video.
We're in so much trouble.
Yeah, we have certain things that we're not allowed to say, but I don't know how else to say them. So Junior had asthma when he was a child. Okay, so he had childhood asthma, and Breathe was a lifesaver.
Tightness of the chest.
Yeah.
Tightness of the chest.
Breathe was a lifesaver for him as a small child, and we diffused it. And I actually didn't have a diffuser back then. I had one of those Vicks Vapor Rub hot mist things, and I actually used that because that's what I had, and it worked for him really well. Okay, so we're at 10:44. And you have to leave for work soon.
Okay, I'm going to catch up on the using every day of the oils real quick. So I do use my oils every day, but I don't apply them topically every single day.
Right.
I've got a hormonal routine at home. I'm a woman. I've got an emotional issue going on with myself as well.
And that's what I use them for too.
I struggle with seasonal issues every year. With Seattle, it rains all the time. It's dark. It's not beautiful. This to me, I'm in love. I'm in love with this weather that we have right now. So I do diffuse oils every single day. I diffuse them before the kids walk in the door, so it's ready for them when they come in to calm them. I use diffusing oils for their homework time as well too. I use them for there is an oil. I do use lavender and vetiver. Lola has her own roller bottle, and someone asked what's a roller bottle. It's literally a little bottle that has a roller on top, and you're applying it by rolling it across your body. And I can probably show you one. I think there's one over there right now. But what it is that you're putting your oils in, you're putting your carrier in, and then you're just swirling it, and then you're applying. You're applying behind your ears, across your head, behind your neck, on your wrist, wherever you need to. That is what a roller is. So doTERRA calls them touch rollers. You can buy roller bottles anywhere, Amazon. We can give you the links for that. You can buy them at your super supplement store. But diffusing oils, I do diffuse them every single day. We feel emotional support and a lot of uplifting. As I'm sitting here, I was rubbing frankincense. I don't know if you saw.
I was wondering what you were doing.
I was rubbing frankincense because I really wanted to focus on this. And I use frankincense across my forehead to actually ground me a little bit more to focus. So there are oils that I use. There are days that we're not applying topically every day.
Right.
I will say that Lola does use vetiver and lavender very often, probably about 5 times a week. Her mind just doesn't shut down. And so with the vetiver and lavender, she literally just rolls her spine and behind her ears, and she's out in 15 minutes. So there are ones that I do use often. I diffuse daily. Justin, uses seasonal allergy ones quite often as well too.
Your screen just went wonky.
Really touch what Amy says though, and going back to they're not a cure-all. If you're not seeing something by shifting your oils or by addressing somewhere else, you need to find the underlying factor of what it is. Okay. Discover what it is and then go from there, because you don't know, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what it is.
And I think that you touched a good thing though, which is what I didn't get out. There are certain things like focusing and and like in my case, I do use it topically every day for the hormonal blend that I use, because like I said, that's just something I would have to use every day either way. And then, things like that. There are certain issues that you have that absolutely you should use them every day. And so I agree with you on that. Oh yeah, doTERRA accept. We buy a lot of stuff on Amazon, don't we, Ann? We buy the roller bottles and we buy things like that.
Very good salespeople for doTERRA.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm not.
Well, we're homesteaders. We have to do it the way we can afford it.
$85 doTERRA diffuser. I don't believe in that. I believe in finding a way to do it. So I think that's what makes Amy and I a little bit different than anybody else you're going to come across, because we're going to tell you point blank, it ain't going to work. Don't even bother doing it.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to go over what your top 5 essential oils are to get started, so we can kind of go into that real quick?
Okay, so my top 5 are going to be Deep Blue. Deep Blue for everything. My husband has construction. His body is torn up. Everything. He's got torn rotator cuffs. He's got bursitis. He's got tendonitis. He's got, just every ailment you can find. Deep Blue is, it comes in various forms. It comes in a capsule form, which he doesn't, like Amy said, he doesn't have to take it every day. He takes it when he just is pretty, his body just can't take it anymore. He'll take it for a couple of days and then he's fine for a couple of weeks. The Deep Blue rub, he actually applies topically every single day because, he does construction. I have bursitis in my hip. I apply it to my hip whenever my hip hurts. Deep Blue, definitely. For a calming blend, frankincense is actually my other definite go-to. And vetiver. Vetiver is known as liquid Valium. It's going to calm you and soothe you like no other. It will relax you. Anybody with anxiety, depression, needs focusing, sleep, vetiver is great. Honestly, I can't live without my Serenity, and the reason why is because the new Serenity that came with the 3 additional oils in it, vetiver, howood oil, and I can't even think of the other one, but the point of it is that it is a calming oil. So not only is it a calming oil for I can. So it's a calming oil, and it just really helps you rest and sleep and just relax you if your anxiety builds up a little bit more. The other one that I can't live without, and these are just oils for that, is that my Melaleuca and my On Guard. I know I think I went over 5.
That's fine.
Is On Guard, because I am a school teacher and I get to use that in my mouth all the time, or it's not rubbed up my nose. The On Guard is an immune boosting essential oil. It comes in capsule form and it comes in oil itself. For sore throat, I'll mix frankincense.
And it comes in the beadlets too.
Coconut.
The beadlets. It comes in the beadlets too.
Yeah, it comes with the beadlets. The kits will come with the beadlets. So fraction coconut oil or frankincense and On Guard will actually get rolled from our ears down to our throat for sore throats, and it's repeated throughout the day. That works amazingly. Yep. There really isn't. I hate to say it, but I have more than 5.
I know.
But I will tell you that, we go into this for certain things. doTERRA sells kits or doTERRA sells a membership, okay? If you're looking to make a medical switch into regards to health-wise, a kit is the direction you need to go. If you're looking to address specific oil issues, a membership and then picking the oils is the way to go. So the things that I listed for my oils are medicinal purposes and emotional support.
Right.
That's how much we incorporate it all. So it's hard to list my top 5, to be honest with you, but frankincense is always on there. Something as easy as focusing or grounding myself. This is what I do, so.
Yeah.
Put that out. I'll start.
And I'm going to say some of mine are similar to yours. I'm going to start with Melaleuca for my homestead. I use Melaleuca like crazy. I cannot tell you how many times I've used Melaleuca on my chickens if they've gotten attacked, on my dog if he's...
Tea tree oil.
Yeah, tea tree oil, yeah. on my dog's cuts and wounds. We literally saved a chicken. She was attacked by a bear, and she had a long gash on her back. I mean, she would have died. She would have been one we would have called. But because we used the tea tree, which is Melaleuca, and the oregano oil on her, I only had to apply it once a day. And she was good as new in a week. She's out there now. You would never know that she was ever harmed. And so Melaleuca is a natural antiseptic, and it cleans. And so we actually use Melaleuca in place of peroxide and alcohol, things that are harsh on our skin. So we use that for us and our animals. We use it. We use, what was the other? Oregano. Oregano is a natural, what should I say? Not antibiotic, but I mean, it is a natural antibiotic. It naturally purifies and cleanses and helps cut back that growth on bacteria. So tea tree, which is Melaleuca, and oregano are two. Frankincense. I cannot suggest. Huh?
You're a lot more organized than I am.
Well, I think that these are important, and two, because a lot of them come in these kits, and people might be interested in the kit. But frankincense can be expensive. But our dog Samson, our lab Samson, has epilepsy, and I'm going to tell you guys, ever since I started putting frankincense on him, I do it every few days. He has not had a seizure. Okay, not once, and he used to have a seizure every couple of months. I've been using frankincense on him for several months now, and he has not had a seizure at all. So tea tree, oregano, frankincense. I agree with the deep blue. I have issues with my knee, and so the deep blue is actually made in a lotion as well. And so I apply the deep blue lotion on my knee, and then I also have some back issues sometimes, so I'll apply it on my back. It smells a lot like, if you guys have done like the hot cold stuff, it smells similar to that, but it works better than that. What would my last one be? Well, I'm trying to think here. Oh, clary sage. Clary sage would be my last one, because I'm a woman, and I have, we all have our hormone issues. Clary sage is great during your time of the month to help ease that. And then also, because I have a hormone imbalance, I have seen an incredible change in my hormones by using clary sage. That is one oil I do use every single day, is clary sage, because it helps balance out my hormones and issues like that. So there are a lot of great oils out there. We could probably go on for a long time and list about 25 to 50 oils that we both like. Now, again, we're going to link all of this in the email. So I'm going to get all this information from Anne. And so, later today, we will, when Anne gets back home from work, we're going to put this out in an email and send it to you guys. That way you don't have to keep track of it all. I will tell you, I want to run through some of our favorite kits real quick, and then talk about the promotion that they're doing, and then we'll let Anne go. So Anne, what are your two suggested kits that you suggest more than anything?
There are three, and it depends on what you're looking for. My volume, sorry. So I would. Is that better?
What?
So I would suggest that you're looking for something just to begin with, and you're looking for to just actually start with oils. I would definitely suggest a family essential kit. And just remember, all kits come with membership, so you're not paying separately for membership fee. And let me explain what a membership fee actually does. A membership fee actually allows you to buy the oils at wholesale pricing. Okay?
Right. It's a lot like a Costco membership or a BJ's membership.
Yeah. So the family essential kit is my favorite. That's what I started with, and but I was truly ready to incorporate essential oils in my life. Okay. I started with that kit. It comes with 10 oils. It comes with On Guard V-Lips as well too, and it comes with the peppermint V-Lips. Okay. So those are 5 milliliter bottles, which are basically this size right here. I don't know if you can help me with this size right here. So those are smaller bottles. There is one kit up higher, and that one comes with 15 milliliter bottles, and that one is about I would say 15 milliliters is about yay big. So that's,
Right.
that's the difference in what you're seeing in size. And it also comes with a diffuser as well too. I should have, to be honest with you, started with that kit because I did use through the Family Essentials kit really quickly because I really wanted to test these oils and see what I can actually maximize out of them. And the nice thing about it is that whatever kit you decide to go with or however you want to incorporate oils, we're actually here to help you through them as well too. So the other kit, the next kit, I want to say it's the Modern Essentials kit. That's a big kit. Okay, it's a big kit. The Modern Essential Kit comes with your top 10 essential oils that come in the first 2 kits. Plus it comes with emotional support oils as well too. So if you are like, hey, I'm gonna go for my bang for my buck and I just want to get these oils, it's actually $300 in savings and you get 100 points as well too to buy oils the next time around. So you use those 0.6 oils. So it's a great deal in that kit, but it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a pretty pricey kit if you want to invest in that kit. If not, start with the first 2 kits and then build your oils from there. Okay. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter to me what kit you choose. It really doesn't. It's not something that's vital to me, because either way, your issues are going to be addressed. Okay, because we're going to walk you through those.
Right. And like you said, if you're not interested in a kit, you can get the $35 membership and just pick a couple of oils that you want to choose from. Let me run down real quick. The Family Essentials kit comes with the 5 milliliter bottles of lavender, lemon, peppermint, melaleuca, oregano, frankincense, deep blue, doTERRA Breathe, Digest Zen, and the On Guard. It also comes with peppermint beadlets and doTERRA beadlets, and it includes your $35 membership. You get all of that for $150. Let me go through the Home Essentials kit real quick. The Home Essentials includes a diffuser. It comes with frankincense, lavender, lemon, melaleuca, oregano, peppermint, doTERRA Breathe, Digest, and On Guard Deep Blue, which is a 5 milliliter bottle, the diffuser, and your introductory packet membership kit. That's $275. Now, here's the way their promo is working for January. You have 5 days from the time of this webinar. That's it. You have 5 days from the time of this webinar to sign up under either Ann or I. I'll also link those in the email. You have to sign up under either one of us. And what happens is you put in your kit. So you buy your kit in January. You set up a $100 LRP for February. So that's $100 worth of oils in February. The way we do this a lot of times is we have a lot of oils that we use all the time. Just a few oils can add up to $100. Or you can actually add on family and friends that might want to try an oil onto your February order. So your February order has to be $100. And then in March, once your February order processes, you get that $100 back in free essential oils. So essentially, you're only paying for your kit, and then you're getting, free a whole another $100 worth of free oils in March. So it's a pretty good promotion that they're doing right now. That's one of the reasons we're doing this, is to tell you about the promotion, because it is so great. If you are really wanting to invest into your family's healthcare and get started and dive into essential oils, and you really have to dive into them. You can't be like, oh, I'll use it here and there. If you have an issue, you really have to dive into them and research them and say, okay, how does this work with my body? How does this work with my child? Okay, this doesn't work. Let's try this. You try until you find what works. This is the month to do it, because you're going to have all of that extra money to spend in March to get free oils.
Okay, and this is where I'm not a good sales rep, and Amy, don't shoot me for that. Is that if you guys can't do this in 5 days, right? Don't tell anyone, but message us. Message us, because all we have to do is set up another class.
Right.
Look at my hands, another class. And we just have to have it documented that we're issuing another class.
Right.
And then we could do it for you at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't please, I am not one to pressure anybody. Don't feel pressure that this has to be done in 5 days. Okay, technically, yes, it has to be done in 5 days, but it doesn't have to be done in 5 days from today.
Right.
Okay, the reason why we put this for today's date is that LRPs are loyalty reward points. Okay, if you order so much in oils by the 15th, you get a free oil of the month. Okay, that's the only reason why we put it now, because we want to maximize how much free stuff you can get if it's done before the 15th.
Right.
Okay, so that's the only reason why we picked today. But if you come to us and say, hey, I can't do anything until the end of the month or the beginning of February or whatever the case is, we can actually stretch that out for you guys.
Right.
But please just email it to us and don't blast it everywhere.
Yeah, please.
Just just, hey,
Okay.
I need it on this date, and we can put that date on the book.
Right.
And
we had talked about doing that already. We had talked about maybe setting up 3 more dates.
Yeah.
And then if you guys, because a lot of people don't get paid until the 15th of the month. Also, don't feel pressured into buying a kit. If you don't want to do the whole $100 in free oils thing, and you just want to get started with your membership, you don't have to buy a kit. You don't have to do the whole $100 in free oils thing. You can sign up for $35. And then you can kind of take your time and figure out which oils you want to try, or you can buy a kit. But you don't feel pressured into saying, oh, I've got to do it, and then I've got to do $100 and get $100. You don't have to do that. If you're really just wanting to get started with oils and learn, just reach out to us, because we're here to help you guys. And we're going to have all this information, our contact information, and how you can sign up through us. And I think the benefit is signing up through us, because we're constantly here. We're constantly helping people. We have Facebook groups, so we're here for you. What are beadlets, Tracy said? They're like little things, like mouth drops,
Yeah. So they're little gel capsules, kind of like a veggie capsule. It's actually a veggie capsule is what it is. So the little beadlets, I use the little beadlets on the kids because it's an on-guard bleed. I'm sorry, it's a burpee. I use the little beadlets.
Oh no, are you gone? Oh, you froze.
So those are the ones that use that, and they're designed for children that are younger on that spectrum.
Yeah.
Deb, I'm outside of Seattle, Washington.
Okay, so I think that's it. Lori said, how do we get started? So yeah, we're going to send out all of the information, all the links. If you want to sign up, we do ask that you would sign up under one of us, because it does help us keep in touch with you, because it gives us your email information and all of that. So we'll send all that information out in an email. Thank you guys for joining us today. We've got a lot of information in 1 hour, right?
I know. Yeah, and just and I will tell you, Amy and I are pretty low key in regards to all this, because we believe that a holistic lifestyle isn't just about incorporating essential oils into it. It's about everything. It's about your food source. It's about herbs. It's about, for me, it's a huge thing. It's about colloidal silver. So, essential oils is the triangle piece for a holistic living. Okay, it's not the only piece of holistic living.
We would be here for 6 hours if we talked about all of it.
Exactly. And there are things that doTERRA offers that I would not promote, because I just don't feel that you need to take that. I feel like you can actually gain that source somewhere else. They offer a great junior probiotic line that's synthetic. I mean, if you are not making your own fermented foods, and you're not making your own kombucha, and you're not making your own water keepers, then that might be the way for you to go. But for
a lot of homesteaders do that.
I'm not going to tell you to take it unless you ask me, because to me, do your fermented items, consume it on a daily basis, build your gut flora that way instead. So that's what makes Amy and I a little bit different than the rest of
and as we said in the beginning, we're not trying to push oils. We named it Essential Oils Under Homestead because, like I said, if we did this on everything, we'd be here for like 6 hours. So yeah.
And you guys, if you have any, feel free to email us, because it's a lot for 1 hour. It really is. And don't feel you're bothering, or don't feel like you're asking dumb questions, because to be honest with you, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And for me, and I don't know if Amy does this, but for anybody who enrolls underneath me, you have my cell phone number, and you can text me at any time. I mean, it's what I do. This is my brand. This is my business. This is what I do. And the reason why I do it is because I get gratification out of knowing that somebody else is utilizing it in the right way, not just because it's the thing to do.
Right.
Okay, you're maximizing your use for it, because it is part of a triangle of creating a great holistic lifestyle. Yeah. So I'm going to put my shoes on as we're wrapping up, though. Okay?
Well, I think we're done. So Ann, you just get with me when you're home from work, and send me all of the information that you went over here. I'm going to do that. And so, guys, we'll probably send that email out either this evening or first thing tomorrow morning. That way you have all the information, how to get roller bottles, how to sign up. It'll also have the group information so you can join our groups. I am going to post our Facebook groups over on my homestead page on Facebook. So please, go ahead and check it out there and join those groups while you're there. You can find some of that information here. It's like I'm watching a scary movie. shoes.
I always lose my. I told you this would be entertaining.
I know. And so I think we should do this again, Anne, this month. So just get with me, and then you guys are already on an email list. So when we decide to do this again, we will send you guys out an email and let you know when we're doing it. So that's it.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks for watching.
Bye, my keys.
Bye.
Bye.